This is my first ever vlog, and I'm not sure it's that great. But we've got cool car parts though. So it's the start of March and we're going to go and see the car for the first time at TDI. So the car's been all stripped down, the engine's been removed, the engine has also been stripped, and a bunch of parts have arrived. So I'm really looking forward to going to check this out, seeing what the car looks like and just exploring a bit. I'm also going to be picking up some parts as well. I need to pick up the M dash because I need to make a carbon surround to go around the cowling for the dial cluster. I'm also probably going to pick up the turbo as well and see if I can recoup a little bit of cost, the old turbo, that's the hybrid turbo, and sell it online and see how we go. Okay, so we've arrived at Talk Developments. Here we are, just sitting outside. So we're going to go and chat to Mark and Dennis and see how we're getting on. Come with me. So whilst we're here, we get a bit of a cheeky nose around of what else the Talk Developments are working on here. What a treasure trove of cool engines and parts we are looking at here. You can basically spend all day here. Look at that. You're going to have to ignore the radio in the background, but hopefully with the directional mic we don't hear as much. Here we can see an engine that Ed's working on right now, kind of pulling that apart. We've got all the other parts that are either coming on or coming off, but here we have some of the parts that came off the car. So these are the standard cams, valve springs and the retainers. Actually, everything here looks in really nice condition, despite, oh look, new parts. So these are the 1000cc injectors from R&D Motorsport, which are really nice because they should be a direct fit. They should look really great. So again, a little bit of an Aladdin's treasure chest over here. Right, let's see what else is going on. I'm just going to walk through the machining shop. Luckily Mark and I know each other well enough that this is totally okay thing to do. Okay, so we're into the upper mez storage area of stuff over here, and we have a box of VX parts. So here are a lot of the parts that came off the car as stock. Some of this is going back on, some of it won't. One thing that definitely won't is this old reservoir. We made a carbon cover for this because UV's got the best of it. Something full sale though that will be in here, she should probably take out, is this air box. And I understand VX people are going to like this as well. So this is a custom made air box to take the bigger turbo inlet. So we might leave that here for the time being just to use. The rest of this, including these boost pipes, are not going to be used for much. This is pretty cool, isn't it? When you think about this, it's everywhere you look is heads and crankshafts and bits of engines. It's not the worst day in the office, is it? Look, turbos. So this, I think, is the undertray to the VX. And one of the things we're talking about is about heat and ventilation into this. So you can see that we've got these ducts in here now. The question is do we need any more? Is that enough engine flow? This, I think, might belong to that other Lotus down there. Very similar, of course. And I'm just gonna... How cool is this? Wouldn't we all like a shop like this to work in? I'd kill for this at home. Make so many carbon fibre parts. Various testing tools in here. A few 3D printed parts. Yes, pretty sick. But here is the main event. So here is my car. So you can see something missing from in there. Now we've got this damaged heat cover at the back, which we're going to replace. Still trying to work out what we're going to replace it with. We're debating whether we just replace it with a heat resistant gold film, or whether because this thing is actually quite a little bit thicker, whether we can find something that does sound insulation by itself. So looking down here, we can see the rest of the exhaust, so obviously we're going to have to custom make this downpipe. We're probably going to just cut it off just before the flexi and leave the rest there, as the rest of it doesn't really need to be touched. So I was talking with Mark earlier, and one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to see if we can brace this charge cooler. So I had to replace this unit in here which is from Pro Alloy, about a year ago, because it basically bloated and caused the cooling side and the air side to mix, so there was basically water that was coming into the engine. Thought I blew the car up, so I was quite happy that that isn't what happened. Now over this side, one of the things we're going to do is, because we're going to make up all new boost pipes and everything else, especially on the cold side, we're going to have to design our own airbox to go in here. So this is what the inside of this VX220 looks like. We're going to come around to the other side so I can show you what that looks like here. So yeah, so we're going to make up some sort of carbon airbox. I'm going to make it out of cardboard and then put carbon fibre over the top of it. We're thinking about putting some air duct channels though in the space that we've got around that as well, so we're getting a bit of air and ventilation into the bay, because we are slightly worried that this most certainly is a mid-engine car and you've got a lot of heat soak in here, so getting that heat out of there is kind of important to us. So right guys, we're here at TDI, and like magic more parts have shown up literally as we're here. So we have this entire bench which is dedicated to my stuff right now. So why don't I set you up and you can look at some of these parts with me. Find you a spot. Okay, so the first things that showed up are the Wossner pistons that you just trip over. So let me show you these. Beautifully engineered as well. Some nice valve indentation there, which I thought was nice. The change that I didn't realise is these are actually Wossner rods that have shown up. I thought they were going to be PEC, but they're Wossner. No issue with that. Still a phenomenal brand. What else can I show you? So I'll show you the electronic stuff now. So if I show you the aim dash to start off with, so I'm going to take this home today and fit it in. So here's the aim dash. So you can actually see it's a bit thicker than I thought it was going to be, but still pretty cool. So we'll be making the carbon dash surround, taking it home and making it later, which should be pretty cool. Whilst here, here's the Syvecs. Might as well take a wee look out. I'm going to have to start collecting stickers. It's a hobby. So there's the Syvecs. So all of this is actually metal. And we've ordered a number of sensors, etc. we're going to put in. So the Klasen Cams also showed up. I don't know if I've got or a mox knife, I'm sure you won't mind. Have a look at one of them. So I won't take this out the bag, but you might remember I bought these over the Piper cams. This should hopefully give us a bit more better top end in terms of power target and progression. The Piper cams were slightly more mid-range from what I understand. So two parts I'm definitely not going to open up. Here is the hex clutch, so this will be the paddle and this will be the clutch cover in here. And the reason why I'm not opening them up is because after some great feedback from you guys, I'm going to try and get a uni clutch instead. I'm trying to get that from Australia at the moment. That's a bit of a a workout. This is the 50mm external wastegate. Got it in silver because there wasn't any black, but we're not going to see any of this. Again, it was 50mm based on Mark's recommendation. This is going to be a hot take. So this is the 50mm internal blow-off valve. So it's a recircing valve. Actually, it's much bigger than I thought it was going to be as well. So I don't want noises, I want reduced spool time. So this leaves just the main event. This is what it's all about. So there we go. So this is the G25 585 Supercore Gen 2 turbo. So same external dimensions as the 550 Gen 1, just with improved impeller designs. And just to give you a bit of an idea, I've got the stock turbo over here. Let's do a bit of a size comparison. So this is the Wossner turbo that came off the car. So this is the standard turbo that was made into a hybrid turbo. So changed the cold side impeller. So just see if we can compare that versus this being the new Garrett. Can I pick up both at the same time? Maybe. So a decent size difference. So I'm just looking at the size difference between these two, which on the inlet side is still pretty decent. You know, size-wise this is just so much bigger, but that's not just the thing I'm looking at. Check out the difference between the hot side difference, which is substantial, versus this, which is significantly smaller. That's where the real difference between the two, I think, is really interesting that it comes in. Well guys, that's it for today. Let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know what you think of the build and how it's going so far. I've not really done vlogging before, so probably pretty crap at it, but you can let me know whether this was a good effort for the first time or not. And otherwise, subscribe and follow for more. Take care and see you in the next one. Ciao.